Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today we're going to be taking a look at John McGinn in the Manchester United midfield. How would John McGinn play? What's his styles? What's his statistics? I'm going to dive through all that good stuff, and would it be a good signing for Manchester United? If you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button and check out SofaScore, where we're going to look at all the stats, information, the tactics, and all that good stuff. Anyway, it's time to dive in. So let's take a look at the news that, of course, is an exclusive coming from the Telegraph that John McGinn will be targeted in the next summer transfer window. John McGinn, of course, playing over at Aston Villa in central midfield for Steven Gerrard's side. First and foremost, in terms of my initial reaction, I think players like John McGinn need to be signed by Manchester United. Midfielders. There's a humongous gap in Man United's squad for midfielders, both central midfielders and defensive midfielders. I feel that's an area where United need 2 or 3 signings over the next few windows. So strengthen the likes of Fred and McTominay. I think some 6s need to be brought in, holding midfielders that can dictate the play, that can break up the play, but also energetic box-to-box midfielders as United adapt to that modern-day pressing style of football. Of course, if we go into the story, John McGinn is valued around £40 million, but Aston Villa are reluctant to sell their leading player 2 summers in a row. That's, of course, after Jack Grealish moved to City for £100 million. In terms of John McGinn, of course, he's not that, flair player that Jack Grealish is. He is a workman-like player. He's a leader in the centre of the park, and I think that's a big thing for Manchester United. So let's go and have a look at the statistics on SofaScore. First and foremost, John McGinn with Scott McTominay in central midfield. Against San Marino, of course, you've got to take it as a certain game, but this is a game where they both excelled in that central midfield zone. John McGinn, as an attacking midfielder, grabbed himself a hat-trick, but a little bit right-sided. John McGinn is a left-footed central midfielder, but likes to move to the right-hand side of the pitch, where he can use that left foot to chop in and put balls into the box, which again would help Manchester United in their chance creation on that side. United have been, lopsided over the last sort of 5-10 years. A lot of play focused down that left wing. I think McGinn would provide good balance on that inside right channel, either as a central midfielder or alternatively in attacking midfield. Of course, Scott McTominay played in central midfield, number 7. We can see the relationship there with McGinn drifting out wide and McTominay attacking the space vacated, moving into that attacking midfield zone. Of course, for Aston Villa, let's talk stylistically how John McGinn plays. John McGinn, very much a box-to-box midfielder, a midfielder that will get up and down, that will contribute defensively, that will press off the ball. But in the final third, Aston Villa's shape kind of transitions with a sense of the 2 number 10s moving inside. The fullbacks provide the width. Villa's shape at times does resemble this kind of 2-3-5 shape that we've seen Real Madrid, we've seen Liverpool take up over the years. Of course, with Liverpool, it's more strikers in those central areas. With Real Madrid, it was a similar thing with Ronaldo and Gareth Bale in its pomp. But John McGinn playing is this kind of shuttling box-to-box midfielder that not only will sit deep, but also will get into the final third. You mentioned previously how he likes to get into that inside channel. We do see him in that zone providing that overload, but also at times we see him overlapping the fullback, so can provide good delivery from this inside right channel on that stronger left foot, or alternatively getting shots on goal. McGinn is good from those areas, and it's kind of that new style. You think those inside right players, they like to come onto the left foot. The inside left players like to come onto that right foot, but McGinn's got quality in the final third, and we can see that for Aston Villa. Grabbed himself 5 goal combinations so far, of course, 3 goals and 2 assists in the 17 games he's played. But having really good displays in some big games, the games against the likes of Leicester City, grabbing himself an assist, creating 3 chances, 3 crosses going into the box, winning 3 out of his 5 tackles. But again, that's something that United need, is this energy in midfield, someone that's going to go and win duels, going to go after being in duels, just being a high-octane player that can attack and can defend in those 2 moments. Of course, McGinn for Villa, as we mentioned there, does provide that quality in central midfield, but also can get into the final third. Almost, like a player of yesteryear in a sense that you could see playing in an old school 4-4-2 as a box-to-box midfielder. So I think next up, where does he fit in at Manchester United? Of course, United, as we mentioned previously, do lack in central midfield. I think that's a position of the squad that needs to be strengthened. I think that if you want to play 3 central midfielders in the modern day, you need a squad of at least 6 midfielders that can play as 6 and 8s. To cover basically 2 players for each position, 2 defensive midfielders, 2 left central midfielders, 2 right central midfielders. That's how I would be building a squad that has to compete across multiple fronts. Of course, Manchester United, we've seen them in a number of different shapes so far this season. The 4-2-2 is a shape that kind of worked at the start, but maybe kind of won't be used next season, dependent on who comes in as manager. That's the interesting side. But in terms of John McGinn, of course, first and foremost, would potentially allow Manchester United to play a 3-man midfield. And I think that's a big idea going forward. Maybe with Bruno Fernandes at the tip, although I like Bruno Fernandes in a deeper position. But McGinn in there would provide the quality that he does for Villa, allowing both fullbacks to attack in the final third, allowing Bruno Fernandes into a false 9 position, and John McGinn playing in that similar structure that we saw for Aston Villa in the 3 that builds at the base, but also can move into attacking midfield areas like Scott McTominay on the other side. I think that would give good development. Alternatively, if let's say Erik ten Hag were to come in on the shape to kind of transition to a 4-2-3-1 with Bruno as a 10, with Greenwood as a winger on the right, as someone like Jadon Sancho on the left-hand side, or Marcus Rashford in there. John McGinn, again, could play in a 2-man pairing with Scott McTominay as very much maybe the box-to-box midfielder out of the pair, allowing Bruno Fernandes to drift left, and that naturally makes a lot of sense from a tactical perspective. Signing John McGinn, having him as this right-sided player, can get into that inside channel, allowing Scott to sit and to dictate. Alternatively, if you're looking to bring in a Rice in that position, that Scott's currently picking up. But I think the depth in central midfield is quite important. That's an area where Man United need to continue to grow. And John McGinn, 40 million quid for a Premier League midfielder that's been performing really well for Aston Villa, I think works out as pretty decent business. But on top of that, you're looking at a Haidara, a Zakaria in the summer. That's 3 central midfielders. United squad looks so much better, allows them to make better tactical decisions. And McGinn either in Pochettino or Erik ten Hag's side next season would be a good signing. 27 years old, but vast experience in quite a young squad for Manchester United. So I quite like it. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Would you sign John McGinn for Manchester United in the summer? Or who would you want to bring in? Is there other midfielders in the world that you'd look at, like a Frankie de Jong, that you'd prioritise over signing the Aston Villa Scotland international? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and of course check out SofaScore in the link in the description below. We'll see you next time.